Okay, so now that we hopefully understand how proper fractions are and improper fractions are and how to convert them over a proper fraction to an improper and improper to proper, vice versa, let's look at some multiplication of fractions. So let's take a look at, we had 1/8 times 1/9. Multiplying fractions, all you're simply doing is multiplying across. So what you want to do is take this 1 times this 1. So that's going to give you 1 times 1 is 1. And then you're going to multiply your denominators, 8 times 9, and that's going to give us 72. Look at this answer. It's a proper fraction and it can't be reduced any further, so that means that is our final answer. All right. Next one, let's do this one. We've got 2/5 times 1/8. Again, we're simply just going to multiply across. So 2 times 1 gives us 2. And then 5 times 8 gives us 40. Now we need to look at this. This is a proper fraction, but it can be reduced. So we're going to reduce it down by 2. So that 2 is going to turn into a 1. And then the 2 into the 40 will be 20. So that's our final answer, is 1/20. Okay. Now let's look at an example where we have a fraction times a whole number. So, if we have 3/4 times 2, what we have to do is rewrite this problem first of all. So we're going to have 3/4. Oops. Okay, let's try that again. Sorry about that. 3/4, write that again, times 2. Bump the button. Okay. So what we have to do again is rewrite that. So 3/4, and then we're going to put that 2 over a 1. So it's an imaginary 1. So now that we have that set up, all you're going to simply do is multiply across. So 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 1 is 4. Looking at that answer, it is an improper fraction because our number is higher or is larger at the top. So what we have to do is change that to a proper fraction. So 4 into 6 goes 1 time, leaving 2 remaining. I'm going to put that 2 over that 4 from the original. Now looking at that, we still have some work to do because that 2/4 can be reduced down. So we're going to have 1 2/4, and we're going to reduce. So we can take and reduce that by 2. So that's going to be, take that 2, we'll change to the 1, 2 into 4 goes 2. So that will be our final answer, 1.5. So 3/4 times 2 equals 1 1/2. Okay, so now let's look at another type of problem. So if we have 4.5 and we're multiplying it by 2/3. First thing we need to do is to change this number here to an improper fraction. So what you're going to do is take that 2 times the 4 is 8, plus that 1 is 9. So it's going to give us 9, and then over our original denominator of 2. Then we can multiply that by the 2/3. Now we're going to simply multiply across. 9 times 2 gives us 18. 2 times 3 gives us 6. This is an improper fraction, so what we need to do is change that over to a proper fraction. Okay, so 6 goes into 18 3 times with nothing remaining because 3 times 6 is 18, so that is our answer, is 3. If we had anything left over, then we would put that over the 6 as our remaining. But we didn't have anything remaining because 6 goes into 18 exactly 3 times. So 4.5, our original problem here, 4.5 times 2/3 equals 3 exactly. All right, and I'll do one more with you. This is, now if we had one that was like this, 1/2 times 1.5. So the same thing. We got, what we need to do first is to change those over to improper fractions. So we're going to take the 9 times the 1 is 9, plus 2 gives us 11 over the original denominator of 9 times, and then you're going to do the same thing here. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3 over that 2, and then you're just going to multiply across. So that's going to be 18 and 33. And then what we're going to do is take 18 into 33 because that's an improper fraction, so that's going to go one time. 18, and let's see here, what's that remaining? 33 minus 18 is 15 left over. And that's going to go reduce down. We can reduce that down. All right, so 3. We can take 3 out of that. So that'll be 3 into 15 goes 5 times. 3 into 18 goes 6. So that is your final answer. So this problem equals this. All right. Hope that helps you. I can make more if you need additional help. Just let me know. Thanks.